Do you get on with Liam and Noel, Paul?
Yeah, it's great. They're 300 miles away and I'm in Manchester. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, we work for the same company, so we see each other now and again in social gatherings.
But I notice, on the other hand, you say that instant self-worth is what I get from going to my brother's gigs. What do you mean by that?
I mean, you go, it's a lot of hassle to get actually in the gig, because there's so many people there around him now that the people at the start sort of get the other way, you know what I mean? You have to find yourself like begging for a ticket. So this year I went away on holiday and didn't bother going to Nebworth. I couldn't be doing it.
It's kind of Paul becomes the next line of celebrity if they can't get Liam and Noel, then they make a beeline for Paul.
Yeah. They chase me around the streets, but they don't offer me money. The women. So if you got any money, girls, you know, I'm here.
Yeah. Terry, why do you think the band is so successful? The greatest rock and roll band in the world.
I think they tapped in. There was nothing else around. I mean, I remember when we first had them on the Word. At the time, we were desperate for bands, and you know, everybody used to make a joke if I tried to get another band from Manchester on the show. And as I said to our music booker at the time, this is the best that's around at the moment. And I think they just filled a gap in the market so that kids like him. Everybody likes him. And I think Liam's a real star. I think a lot of kids relate to him. You know, if you were a 15-year-old sitting in a council house, you kind of want to be Liam Gallagher. You know, there's something about him, that kind of wildness in a way. You know, that lust for life, if you like. And then Noel, again, I think he quite admires that about Liam, but Noel's very talented and very much into music. You know, even if the band weren't successful, you know, Noel would still be in a band.
Some band.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere.
Even if it was just playing in the pub on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
He might even play with you just yet.
Peggy, tell me about all the family living in Manchester. How many of them are there around you?
I've got 4 sisters and 2 brothers, and another brother that lives down near Birmingham.
And how did all those end up living in the north
I don't
of
know,
England?
there was 9 of us in Manchester at one time.
At one time?
9, yeah.
And you all left Charlestown to head for there?
We all left Charlestown, yeah.
And before you were married, what sort of jobs did you have, Peggy?
Just housekeeping, looking after other people's kids. You know, spend years looking after, just cleaning.
And did you live in with these people?
I lived in with them, yeah. There was nothing else for us to do. I went straight from school to, you know, working people's houses,
yes.
yeah.
And did you go straight from school to working from Charlestown to Manchester? Did you go to England straight away?
I went to England when I was 18.
Yes.
That's when I went to Manchester, yeah.
Because there was nothing for you.
There was nothing else. Plus the fact there was too many at home, so we had to move.
A big crowd.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. And where do you come in the family?
I'm the 4th one. The 2 eldest are 2 boys, and the 2 youngest, and then there's 7 girls in between.
Yes. And have you any idea where this musical talent came from in these lads?
I think it comes from my mum's side, because she had brothers that are always into Irish music.
Yeah.
You know, the fiddle and the accordion.
So there was music in the house, in her house?
Well, in her house, yeah.
In her house.
She had brothers living in Manchester, and I've seen them play accordions and flutes.
Yes. And was there music in your house when you were growing up then, with your mother?
Only the radio, because we didn't there was nothing else.
Nobody else made music in the family?
No, I had sisters that done Irish dancing.
Yes, that kind of thing.
You know, but I had one brother that was into the guitar and when he was younger, but he's never followed it up.
Yes. And you don't play any instrument?
No, I don't.
Or sing songs or anything like that? There's a call there, Brian. Is it line 3? Okay. Hello, line 3.
Hello.
Hello.
I was just wondering, how does their mother feel about the way they're portrayed in the press?
How does their mother feel about what?
The way they're portrayed in the press.
The way they're portrayed in the press. How do you feel about that, Peggy?
No, I don't like the way they're portrayed in the press, because, I mean, I know them. You know, granted, Liam is a bit...
what?
a bit fiery at times.
Yes.
But I think the press blow it out of all proportion.
Yes.
You know.
And do you reckon that Noel is the steadying influence?
Noel is a different character than Liam. Noel is quiet and, you know, he's a different character. They're both different.
Yes.
But then it wouldn't do if the 2 of them were the same.
Well, no, especially if they were both like Liam, I suppose it wouldn't do.
No.
Indeed, but the night he was on the Late Late Show, he was lovely and pleasant and mannerly and delightful and charming.
He's quiet now.
You know, and he sang us 2 songs and he did a lovely interview for me, and he was terrific. I really enjoyed it, absolutely. And after a very hard gig in the Point as well. Paul, do you resent the fact that this pair, your brothers, one gets a Rolls Royce and the other fella gets a...
It doesn't really matter, none of them can drive, so what's the point?
Liam can drive,
can
but he
drive
hasn't.
because he passed me one day on the road and just waved to me, and this was before he became famous.
Yes.
I was coming back from the chip shop one night,
Yeah.
and Liam passed me on the way.
Yes.
And it was
whose?
pouring rain it was,
Yeah.
and then he just went. So I got to the house and I said, "Have you just been in a car?
Yeah.
Did you just pass me?" And he went, "Yeah."
And whose car was he in?
In his mate's car.
Driving it.
Yeah, but he didn't think I seen him.
I see. And he didn't do a driving test or anything.
He
like
didn't
that?
do no driving
I
test.
see.
No.
And Noel can't drive a car.
No.
So what did he do with the Rolls Royce?
Well, he's got his chauffeur, Simon.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I'm sorry for
He's
asking.
got a chauffeur, chauffeurs him round.
I should have known. A chauffeur.
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful?
I've been in it, yeah.
Yeah, have you? I was just about to ask, yes.
Yeah.
How often?
Well, when I was in London there a couple of months ago, Simon was left to chauffeur myself and my sister around the place.
Yeah.
Show us the sights of London.
I bet you enjoyed that.
I did, yeah.
Wonderful.
Enjoyed getting in and out to the roads.
Wonderful. And have you been to many of the gigs?
Quite a few of them, yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
And what do you think of them?
I've been to the Cork one, was brilliant.
Mm.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the best,
Mm.
you know, a couple of weeks ago.
You don't think they're too loud for you, Peggy? do
Oh,
you?
no, no,
No.
no.
Well, now that you're I was just thinking, I just can't imagine you sitting there.
I like all this for when you're very important, when they're all
Of course.
taking you all
Of
over
course.
the place.
Yeah. Yes, but they're good to you, Peggy.
Oh, they are very good, yeah.
Yes. And
Yeah.
they'd buy you anything, really, if you
They
wanted.
would, yeah.
But you just don't
They
want
can't
to.
understand why I'm staying in the house that I'm in.
Yes.
And say, "Well, you're not really going to stay here, are you?"
Yeah.
So I said, "Yes, this is where I want to stay."
Yeah.
You know, but they would. I think they'd like to get me over here to Ireland so they don't know what's going on. I think that's their game. They want to get rid of me.
And are you still in a position to give them a clatter if they misbehave?
Well, yes. I mean, you can't tell them anymore. You can just advise them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And do you?
Oh, I do, yeah.
Yeah.
If Liam is on the phone to me and I start yawning, he always says, "You needn't bother yawning." He knows I'm getting annoyed then if I start yawning.